How's it going? Welcome back to our virtual classroom. As you may have noticed, we now have a YouTube channel. This is the Vishon Music Program YouTube. Click on the icon below. You'll be able to have access to all previous lessons that you can rewatch at your convenience. Before we begin with today's discussion, I want to give you guys a suggestion or two about how to best use these videos for yourself. First of all, if you're anything like me, you probably like to work with some form of music or other programs running in the background. And so what do? Well, if you push this little icon down here, you can turn on the subtitles. It is the little sprockety looking thing for options. Click on that, click on captions, and it will turn on the auto-generated English captions for you. That being said, they are auto-generated, so it might misspell something, it might mistranslate something I am saying, but for the whole, it should be easy for you to watch this and follow as everything goes on behind you. And you might have noticed that I have some cats that are wandering around in the background, so give me a second. Come here, cat. Yeah. This is Dahlia. She's not very happy with me right now. Alright. So, second tip for these videos, I would honestly recommend that you watch them twice or 3 times, however many times you need. But the first time you sit down and watch these, just watch. Just hit play. Should be a short video, and let it go by so you can understand where the format's going, the things we're going to talk about. Don't worry about any of the do-nows or the discussion points or even the assignments yet. Just watch the video, take some time off, come back later. You've already seen it again, then you can answer the questions, answer the prompts, and then upload that to our Teams page. So that way it helps you understand things, and maybe if you miss something the first time around, you'll catch it again. Plenty of time. No worries. Take your times. That being said, I am going to also be posting the transcripts of these videos to our Teams account. I'm not sure how that works yet, so give me a little bit of time and I will figure it out. Alright, now we are going to move on to this week's lesson. Last week we talked about how we are defined by our culture and how we also help to create it. If you don't remember any of that or you just want to review it, feel free, click on our YouTube link and you will be taken directly to the library and you can rewatch the videos from there. As we stated last week, all musicians and artists follow this pattern. Find an artist. Study an artist. Copy an artist. Assimilate artists and fuse their ideas with yours. We imitate those we like and combine their ideas with ours and with other people's ideas to create something original, and we put that out into the world as our own. You can do this. This is really easy. Make something. Put it on your Instagram or your TikTok or whatever it is you want to make, or your Twitch. Push it out there. Tell your friends to share it. Your friends share it. Then have their friends share it. It's all a web. It's an influence thing. And the more stuff you put out and the better you get, the easier it is to make things, but also the more likely it is that someone is going to find you and promote you and help you. It's a web of influence. That's kind of where we get the word influencer from for Instagram, by the way. But there is some things that I would like to make clear as we're going on here. Cultural creation, doesn't only exist for its own sake. It is also a side effect of events. Our modern rap sound comes from the collapse of gangster rap in the 90s with the death of Tupac and Biggie. Artists at the time went into shock because of the murders, and it birthed the early rap scene of the early 2000s. And then it kind of turned into what it is now. SoundCloud rap, mumble rap, it's all a reaction against that. They hear it, they think, well, that's stupid, I don't like that, or I do like that, and whoever creates something new goes off of what came before it. It reflects the realities of the people that are creating it, as well as perpetuating creation itself. So whatever you make, let's say you make a song right now, you put it out on YouTube or wherever you want to put it, all you have to do is do it. All you have to do is put it out, and it will be a document of where you were when you wrote that song. I used to write a lot of songs when I was in high school and college, and I can tell you where I was in my life when I wrote that song and what it said about me at that time. And it does the same for you also. Same with the people you listen to. Everything they put out is a document of where they were at that time in their lives, in society, in the world. It's all a reaction, and it helps push things forward because someone hears it and they take it and they make it theirs. We don't have one specific culture, but rather we have hundreds and thousands. Each form of music that we have today has multiple components that interact and draw from one another and react against one another. This effect goes beyond music. There are 333 million people in the United States, the last I checked. Each one of us has our own cultural and familial background, and that influences us as individuals. Some of the beliefs that come from these backgrounds are unifying, others are dividing, but when you set different people loose in the world and they interact with one another and they begin to form a larger culture. When cultures clash, events happen. This can be anything, really. It could result in a fight, it could result in a war, or a major television event, or a pandemic, even. But each clash creates its own reaction that really can be mirrored, really similar to if you took a pebble and you dropped it in a pond. Now, I don't have a pond, I have a cat, but I don't have a pond, and I don't have a pebble. But I do have my wedding ring and this glass of water. So watch. What happened? I dropped the ring in, water shot up in the air, and if I could have gotten the camera in here, there would have been ripples that have gone through the glass, and if the glass wasn't there stopping it, it would have gone on until it ran out of steam. If I had two wedding rings or rocks and dropped them in, it would have caused the ripples to mesh. This is how history happens. This is how culture is created. You take idea A, idea B, and you mesh them together. In music, a lot of the time, idea A is something new, idea B is something old. You drop them together, and it creates something new entirely that didn't exist beforehand. As time goes forward, we build new culture off of these older ideas, and it updates some old ones and makes them relevant again, and it causes other older ideas to become irrelevant and not important. To wrap things up, I feel that it's important you understand one final thing. Culture is self-renewing. Some aspects of cultures do die off over time, but the past always has a say in what happens in the future. What the greatest artists and musicians do is they look to the past, they blend it with their worldview and the lives they've lived up to the point in time when they wrote that song or made that movie or whatever it is, made that painting. And they blend it with their experiences to create something new. And the best examples of culture, the things that always survive this process, are the things that somehow also point to the future. In our next lesson, we'll look at how the times, views, and ideas of fashion and music and history influence the creation of art. Until then, stay safe, and I'll see you all next week.